Okay, we are online. Good afternoon and welcome to today's live stream. We are delighted that you are joining us to our first EFB live stream. Maybe you're watching from the office, maybe you're watching from the warehouse or directly from the construction site. We are grateful that you're sharing your time with us today. Today we're talking about a real highlight for us, and we are not exaggerating when we say it's a real game changer. We are introducing to you today the X-Rack, our new wall-mounted cabinet that has impressive features and, a special to mention now already, an innovative mounting system that makes your work a lot easier. Whether you're an installer, system integrator, distributor, or electronic wholesaler, this product offers numerous advantages for everyone. And today we show you exactly why the X-Rack sets new standards in terms of efficiency, flexibility and handling. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit back and relax or join into the discussion. For that you can use this chat option, ask your questions, give us a feedback, a comment, and we will answer your questions at the end of the presentation or directly in the chat. We look forward to exchanging ideas with you and to sharing this special moment together with you. So before we start, I would like to introduce myself to you. My name is Sascha Brodowski. I'm the head of the export department, and I'm very pleased to be your host for this live stream today. I'm not alone, as you can see. Next to me, Guido is also here with us today.
My name is Guido. I'm your chat host for today. I will collect all your questions so that we can discuss them afterwards in the show.
Perfect. So, we'll do this together. I guide you through the show. Guido will keep track of your questions, and together we'll have a closer look to the new X-Rack.
And believe us, it's worth it. The X-Rack isn't just any wall-mounted enclosure. It's a product we call a game changer. And today we will explain why that's not just an empty marketing phrase.
Okay. To give you a short overview about the agenda today, first we talk about the most important advantages and features of the X-Rack. Then we will take a step-by-step look how it works, including a few details that will save a lot of time in the practice. And last but not least, we will answer your questions, of course. Guido, with all the advantages that the X-Rack has to offer, why do you think it's a real game changer?
Sascha, for me it's definitely the fact that you can adapt the depth. You and our viewers will see this live during the assembly. You have one wall enclosure, 5 depth at the same time. The X-Rack grows with the installation. So if you expand components, you don't have to replace the enclosures, it adapts. Simply pull it out and set the depth that you need. And best of all, it always fits perfectly the first time. Whether you have limited space or need more flexibility, it's simply an added value in your everyday life. What do you think, Sascha?
I agree with you. And in my opinion, it's the innovative assembly that makes the X-Rack so special. First, you assemble the back frame, giving you free access to all components, as you can see here. I have my arm inside. No annoying side panels, no feedy handling, no cramped accesses. And afterwards, after the installation and the components are installed, the cover conveniently added to the chassis. And this is efficient, but also really well thought out. The assembly is a one-person job. We'll show you later how easy it is.
And that's no coincidence. The X-Rack is our own in-house development. We took a close look at the challenges faced by the target group, installation, storage, transport. We addressed all the everyday issues and developed solutions for them.
True. And the result is a clever product, but also a solution that we have patented. Our solution contains real expertise from practice for practice.
And we are delighted to now be able to show you this live on the product, and we are excited to hear what you think.
But before we get to the product itself, Guido, let's briefly discuss a point that is often important in projects: cost effectiveness. Because one thing is absolutely clear: time is money.
And that's exactly where the X-Rack comes in. From transport to assembly to maintenance, the housing is designed for maximum efficiency. It starts with the packaging concept, as we can see here. It's flat packed, it's super handy, this saves space in the warehouse, it's easier to load, and you can even transport it in the back or the trunk of a station wagon. The packages are so light that, to be honest, you can carry them on your own. You don't even have to ship them by a freight forwarder, but they are simply shipped like a parcel.
And in particular, what I think is really impressive, it's really that's a one-person job. So you don't need a second person to support by wearing, by assembling and transport the wall rack. Or even later on, when maintenance work has to be done, it's still a one-person job. And that saves time, but also manpower, a real advantage in times when skilled workers are hard to find.
And the best part is that the X-Rack remains economical in the long term. It grows with you. In other words, if your requirements change, the rack can easily be expanded or modified. So you're not investing in a static solution, but in a system that adapts to the development of your company. It is one wall rack with 5 depths.
And this means that if you use the X-Rack today, if you install it today, you don't have to start tomorrow from the scratch. Because you have a solution which is smart and thinks for itself, and it grows with the installation and the demand to the installation. And that pays off and makes the whole thing a truly sustainable investment.
And that's exactly why we're not just talking about a new product, but about a tool that is more efficient, more flexible, and more economical in practice. And in the end, that's what counts.
Absolutely. So Guido, now it's getting more exciting, and let's look to the X-Rack and what it can really do. And let me tell you, there's a lot more that we haven't seen before. Yeah.
Let's start with the back frame. For us, it's not just a frame, but it's a drilling template. That means there are no extra markings, no measuring, just hold it up to the wall, align it, and drill precisely.
And to make sure it's straight, there is a magnetic spirit level included. It's just this small thing. Just attach it to the back frame and you see immediately in which level it is. You can adjust it. This saves time and hassle, especially when you're installing it on your own.
Speaking of on your own, with X-Rack there are no loose screws. So there's no mess during the installation. Everything is pre-assembled or pre-marked, so all you have to do is to slot everything together and to fasten it. The whole thing is designed so that one person can install everything on his own, from the first step to the final assembly.
Particular to mention, what's really impressive are the fold-out side panels. You really have free access from all sides during assembly. You can easily reach every component without twist yourself into the rack.
And there is enormous elbow room. And thanks to the cable strain relief that you can see here and the continuous cable entry and exit, there's no fiddling around. The cables can be pulled through cleanly without any interruption.
Now, Guido, let's see how flexible the whole solution is, because the X-Rack can be extended up to a depth of 600 millimeter.
Yeah, and the 5 depth levels are also clearly marked on the side of the cabinet. So one wall-mounted rack, 5 depth, and you decide according to your needs.
And the 19-inch profiles in the front that you see here can also be adjusted by 50 millimeter in total. This means even you have a lot of technology and cables inside, it always ensures and guarantees that the door can be closed.
Yeah, and when everything is installed, simply slide the rack back to the smallest possible depth. This saves space, and at the end it looks very tidy.
Absolutely. Let's move to this rack here, Guido. Come over. What I think really clever about the whole construction is that the roof and the bottom and the side plates are 100% identically, which saves time during installation, as you don't have to figure out which plate you now have to install, but it also prevents mistakes.
Yes. There are 2 identical parts for the top, for the bottom, and for the sides. And the cable entry is already cut out. So you just break it out, insert the brush, and you're done. And by the way, it's included, so just pull it out of the back and insert it.
Exactly. That's the back Guido mentioned. It's inside the box, and you see the brush terminal, the spirit level, and as well the key and the lock. By the way, the side panels can only be removed when the door is open. That's another safety feature and increases the safety. The door is as well designed with safety glass, reversible door hinges, adjustable hinges, and now 120 degrees opening angle.
And grounding had also been taken into account. All parts are galvanically connected. There's only one grounding cable to the door that you can see here. And the rest is automatically connected via the grounding bolt on the back frame of the cabinet.
And when it comes to maintenance or expansion of the network, it's so easy too. The covers, the bottom, and all the covers can be removed in less than 1 minute. And if things get really tough, you can remove the entire back, including the complete technology, and bring it to the place of installation. For example, when the complete housing must be moved.
And that's convenient, developed with the for the everyday life of installers and technicians.
Guido, I'm constantly impressed by our EFB innovation. What do you think? What do you think, dear viewers? Please continue to post your questions and comments in the chat. I'm curious to hear your opinion. Now we are going on to move more into the practical side of this live stream. And for that, I'd like to welcome my colleague Yannis. Hey Yannis, come over to us, please.
Hello.
Welcome. Hi. Yannis is working in the internal sales department here in our headquarters in Bielefeld, but today he has a very special role because he's going to set up the X-Rack live.
And Yanni is not a professional installer, but he's very skilled with his hands. And however, the setup is really simple. Intuitive and logical, you just have to understand how the system works once. And he practiced the setup a few times so that he could demonstrate it perfectly for you today. And before the show, he told us that he took a little getting used because the system works differently than traditional wall mount cabinets. But he said that once you understand the process, the installation is quick, and then you realize how easy it is.
And for everyone who wants to install this X-Rack by yourself, we have the support, of course, available. On every box is a QR code, and you find a PDF detailed instruction, mounting instruction. And also easily accessible on our homepage x-rack.de/en. There you find additionally an assembly video that guides you step by step through the process. So everything you need is there online or directly by the PDF instruction. Guido, before the show, we asked Yannis what is his personal impression of the X-Rack now that he had it set up a few times.
He said, the best thing is that you have access to the technology from all sides when you're installing it. No fiddling around, no abstracted access, you can work freely and relaxed. To be honest, I don't know of any other wall-mounted enclosure that offers this.
Okay, I agree. Yannis, let's look over your shoulder. You can start now. Guido is now leaving behind the camera and collecting the first comments and questions. Thank you, Guido. See you in a while. So the the drill holes we already prepared up front. He's now putting the back frame to the wall. You can see the small spirit level. He's now putting it into the right level and starting to tighten the screws. In total, 4 screws to fix it to the wall. And you see, as you saw it, it's a one-man show still. So, sounds good, looks good, a little bit more. Okay. Now the second step comes, folding out the side panels, left and right. You can see now in the back the cable holders where you can tie the cables to from the roof or the bottom. Now he's putting the left 19-inch rail to the back frame, and Yannis is adjusting it to the biggest or highest depth of 60 centimeters now. And like Guido explained, this is absolutely prepared for installation as we don't have loose screws. Now he's fixing in total 4 screws to the back frame. And as I said, it's a patented system, thanks at this point to our daughter company EFB-Elektronik. Kim and Christian did a good job. Well done, it's a nice solution. So now, left and right 19-inch rails are installed, fixed, and Yannis is now starting to install 19-inch components. When we talk about the total capacity of loading materials, we talk about 60 kilograms, which should be absolutely sufficient for the component's installation. Okay. Okay, now he's fixing the PDU to the 19-inch rail. That looks absolutely good, Yannis. Okay. Now a second product. Of course, you don't have to put it in the beginning to the deepest depth of 60 centimeters. You can immediately put it to 40, 45, 50, or with the depth that you need, that the installation is required by the products. But you can see now from the side how much space there is to mount the cables, to put the cables into the chassis, to make splicing, keystone assembling, or even measurements. So now the second panel is on its way to be fixed. So, and talking about the next step already, while Janni is tightening the last two screws. Now you have an open frame. And now we would like to see it's perfectly fits. Super, Janni. Okay. Okay, losing again the screws a bit. He's not happy with the... Oh, you're fixing it now, right? No, you're losing it. Okay. Still has to be... Still not in good shape. Okay. Okay, Janni is now demonstrating already the flexibility of this X-rack. He's now putting it to 40 centimeter to the wall, so the smallest depth which is possible. And now he's tightened again the 4 screws. Perfect. Okay. Now it's really time. I already said that, but now it's really time for the covers. And what I mentioned is the covers for roof and bottom are identically. Here we already prepared the cutout for the terminal brush. And at the side you see there are, it's hooked in, it's snapped in, and you get a clear sound when it's really in the right position. Like mentioned, 2 parts for the roof and 2 parts for the bottom. And here you see now it cannot be mixed up. This is clearly to see the X logo is in the front, and as well you can see left and right of the X logo, X-rack logo, the cutouts for ventilation. By the way, and to make some cross-selling at this point, we have cutouts, and the roof and the bottom plate is prepared for a fan unit, which you can also find in our product portfolio. You have to take a look about the second before the first. It's not hooked in, it's not snapped in, so that's why Janni has to remove the second plate of the cover again. That looks tidy now. Perfect. Now second plate to complete the roof cover installation. No, it's not. That can happen. We are live. That's not a prepared video. Okay, something is wrong with the 19-inch components at this point. He's losing again the right side. to have it a bit more flexible at this point. But let's continue doing. Janne is preparing it. Okay, so the cover plate is coming. Very good. So what I mentioned already is the loading capacity. We have 3 different heights to offer, 9U, 12U, and 15U. Different colors you already saw. He is working now at the black version of the cabinet, and we also have gray in our portfolio. Sometimes it's exactly like this that can happen. Don't worry, Janne. Be patient, take your time. Okay, something is not going on well with. Okay, so, but let's give you more details. I already said we have 3 different heights. We have 9U, 12U, 15U. You can choose gray and black. I already said that. It's typical RAL colors that you know from EFB-Elektronik 7035 for gray, but also 9005 for black. For now, there are only in the front the 19-inch rails. Let's see what a second or third type of this cabinet will bring out. Okay, he's starting again with the first part of the roof. When you order it, you will get it with a glass door, safety glass door, 120 degrees opening angle, as already mentioned. And if something is happening during installation, the door is dropping or whatever, it's of course possible to order spare parts. That includes only the chassis, that includes of course the plates, and that includes as well the door. Now we are back on track, Janne, I think. So the cover, the roof cover is made, now the bottom is coming. It's absolutely the same identical way to install it. First, the smaller plate, as well this plate has the cutout for the brush terminal in case the cables are coming from below. Okay. Now the second part, you see again the cutouts for ventilation. Also this plate has the prepared fan unit parts. Rechte Seite, yeah. Okay, same click system. And now it's clicked in. Perfect. At this point of the installation, no screws are tightened so far. Just an advice from our side, don't put too much weight now on the bottom, because there is no screw holding up the plates, the bottom plates. Just an advice from our side. Now the side plates are coming, as well here, 100% identical. 2 for each side, just because of the fact that it can grow and can be extended depending on the demand of the installation. Now the first part of the right side. Waiting to hear the good sound that's clicked in. Yeah. And now the second part. Okay. And now it comes to the point to tighten 4 screws in total, mainly to hold the side plates left and right. Okay, number 3, and then the last one, Janne. Absolutely. Okay. Now we are coming to the door. As I said, it's reversible, made of safety glass. And we choose now this position. By changing a small metal plate, you can put it on the other side, like you maybe know from home, changing the door at the fridge. So now he's closing the door. There's again this grounding cable inside of the door to mount to the chassis, and that's it. Jani, good job, well done, thanks for that. But now we want to challenge a bit. So now it's coming to the point that the installation is growing. Please, what do you think? How fast can you remove it?
Give me 2 minutes.
2 minutes, okay, you have it. So now we are demonstrating the point that makes this complete solution so flexible. Now the installation requires a bigger server, another device which is simply deeper than what's now installed. And he, right, loosen the screws first. And he is now getting off the chassis, first the door, of course, to get access to the side plates. That was the security point, which we discussed a few moments ago. Okay, 4 screws are now loosen. And it starts with 2 plates at the side. And again, the same with the bottom, 2 plates here. And the last one. Again, we have the fantastic access from all sides now to make already now maintenance, changing something, routing the cables again new. Okay, now we are only 4 screws away to see again the 60 centimeter depth. Perfect. So now we are at the point to pull out the 19-inch rail. And that's, you can see, you can hear it's metal, sometimes it's like this. Okay, perfect. Wow, that's really going fast. It's good to see that you have to be careful that you don't lose the screw there at this time. So already done, and then tighten the last time the 4 screws and you have it to the depth of 60 centimeters again. Perfect. Jani, you did a good job.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being in front of the camera, our installer day. Bye. So I'm really impressed how fast this was, and it's such a complex product, but you see how logical it's structured and how easy you can work with it. So before we start with the questions, I will give you again a brief overview about the portfolio. So we have 3 different heights. It's 9, 12 and 15U. Again, gray and black are our standard stock colors. You get a rack with a loading capacity of 60 kilograms. Safety glass door is included in the shipment. And this complete portfolio gives you much flexibility and tailored to your specific needs. And now it's time for your questions. I see with my right eye Guido already. Guido, please come back in front of the camera. And we turn now, we go there, we turn now our attention to your questions. I'm curious about what you have wrote in the test.
Yes, we did receive a couple of questions from the customers. And the first question is it possible to fit a fan? And yes, of course, that is possible. We do have an item which is the 691664. It's a built-in fan for the range. You can find it easy in on our website, in the shop, in the store. Just have a look for it. The second question we received is, can I only buy the base frame? And the answer is yes, you can buy this whole as a set. which means that it is possible to buy the back frame, the cover, or the door all as separate items. Just have a quick chat to your salesperson, and we will figure it out for you. The third question is, how high is the local capacity? Is the load capacity? And all X-Rack versions do have a load capacity of 60 kilograms. That's similar for all different versions, because that was one of the next questions coming in. If it's also for the 600 millimeter version, yes, it is 60 kilos, all versions. So, these were the questions we received today.
Thank you very much, Guido. And that brings us now to the end of our live stream and the product presentation of our fantastic X-Rack. On behalf of the entire team, I would like to express my sincere thanks to everyone who worked in front and behind the camera and to make this live stream possible. And of course, dear viewers, thank you for your interest, your questions, and for sharing your valuable time with us. It was a pleasure to present the X-Rack today to you, a product that impresses with its innovation, but also with its particular and genuine added value. If you would like to know more about the X-Rack, please contact your personal sales representative or visit us on x-rack.de/en for the English side. My personal tip at the end, order one, test it yourself, try it out, see the advantages and discover why we are not just talking about a wall-mounted enclosure, but a real game changer. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much for joining and hope to see you soon. Thank you.